Welcome back to Building Together. Today we have the Chamber of Secrets set. This is the big set that came out this summer for Hogwarts, so we were really excited to get it and build it. Colin, what did you think?
Well, this is kind of the reset of all the Hogwarts sets. A few years ago, they came out with the new iteration of Harry Potter sets. They came out with the Great Hall, and since then they've come up with an astronomy tower and some other things. This year, 2021, summer, they reset the whole line, so they came out with a new rendition of the Great Hall, including the Chamber of Secrets. And this is a massive set. It's almost 1,200 pieces and comes with a ton of minifigures. First, we're going to talk about the minifigs. You get the obligatory Harry Potter. You gotta have a Harry with the scar. You get a Ginny, which, because this is the Chamber of Secrets,
Very important.
stands to reason. You also get a Dumbledore, which works out.
Dumbledore have pink robes?
Yeah.
What kind of magenta, I guess.
Yeah, magenta pink, with the new style robe, so it's this curved slope with the white beard and white hair.
It looks like he has printing on his back underneath the hair.
He does, yes, very fancy printing. I think it's a pretty good minifig there. Harry does come with a sword of Gryffindor, which is a nice accessory to get.
I really liked that sword.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat, and I don't think it's come out in LEGO before. Comment below if I'm wrong. It also comes with a Justin Finch Fletchley. I always mess up that name. And comes with a play feature in the Great Hall that you can recreate the duel from the Chamber of Secrets movie. It has a little play feature where you can toss somebody up in the air. Yeah, so it comes with that little play feature there. It comes with a Luna Lovegood, which I think is one of the more, I would say, underrated characters, because a lot of people, Luna fan, not a Luna fan?
I like Luna.
Yeah, she's quirky. People like Luna. So it's nice that it comes with that.
She's quirky but kind.
She is. This also comes with a Tom Riddle, which is the third time we've seen a Tom Riddle in a LEGO set. So there was a Tom Riddle in the original Chamber of Secrets set, which I believe came out in 2002, almost 20 years ago. And I think another one came out in a book last year. So it's a rare figure to have a Tom Riddle, but again, makes sense for the Chamber of Secrets. You also get a Professor Aurora Sinistra, which is, I think, a really cool figure. It comes with a really elaborately printed torso and a hat that comes with hair attached to it as well. Set also comes with everyone's least favorite Defense Against the Dark Arts professor after Snape and Umbridge. I guess the third least favorite. And Gilderoy Lockhart, everyone's favorite egomaniac. And this even comes with a sticker piece that has a photo of him so that he can autograph it. So it's a sticker that put on a tile. Another minifig is Nearly Headless Nick, which glows in the dark. So every now and again, LEGO does come out with pieces or minifigs that glow in the dark. Back in the 1990s, they came out with ghosts that glowed in the dark. I know with some of the Lord of the Rings sets, they came with some glow-in-the-dark pieces. Glow-in-the-dark, Nearly Headless Nick.
It's kind of a fun inclusion. He's maybe not super important, but just kind of a fun character to play with.
Yeah, and it doesn't really come with a detachable head other than just pulling the head off in the normal way. Not that I spend a lot of time doing that. The set comes with two more minifigs. Colin Creevey, anytime there's Colin in minifig form, I'm happy with that. And I believe it's the first time he's ever appeared in LEGO minifig form. And then finally, one of, I think, Autumn's favorite characters. The greatly misunderstood Golden Voldemort. No, it's... she does not like Voldemort, but she does like other villainous characters. She does like Darth Vader, she likes Smaug, but that's beside the point. So the golden minifig, the anniversary minifig, is the Golden Voldemort, which I think is kind of interesting that they chose that one to be in this set right here. So this set does come with a lot of exclusive minifigs for $120. I think you should expect that. But it also comes with a couple of large castle elements. And so let's unpack the Great Hall. What do you think about the Great Hall?
There's a few elements I really like. I like the floating candles up here and the banner here.
There are a couple of elements that I really was impressed with when it came to the Great Hall. One of which is this golden owl that comes as the pedestal or the dais where Dumbledore speaks. I know that they've released that owl in regular form, but having it in gold, really, really cool. There are just a lot of other elements in here that I appreciate. For instance, on the outside, these windows, the 1x2x2 windows that have those inserts in them that are new, pretty recent, are great for castle builds. So I look forward to maybe incorporating some of those windows in my future mocks. However, one thing I was a bit disappointed with in the Great Hall is the banner. I know in one of the early Harry Potter Hogwarts sets, they had Gryffindor on one side and Slytherin on the other side, and you could switch it around to kind of reenact that moment in the first movie. But again, this one is focusing more on the Chamber of Secrets. Now, what about the chamber itself? We've got that on the lower level here.
Yeah, I mean, this whole head looks really, really cool, I think. I think that's really nicely designed. We've got these snakes.
I think it's a huge upgrade from the 2002 Chamber of Secrets sets that came with like these 1x6x5 panels that had like this weird snake printing on it. That head for Salazar Slytherin is really extremely well built, and I think is a nice way to bring the Chamber of Secrets alive, to give it, I think, some substance within the set. I also really like that they put the rocks that form kind of the hill or the ledge that the Great Hall sits on, and they're able to use that effectively. Some of the other Harry Potter Great Hall sets, I think the 2011 version, they're just kind of the hall itself, and it's devoid of being on any sort of rocky surface, which I think this adds a little bit more realism to how Hogwarts was laid out. So they were able to kill two birds with one stone for that, which I thought was pretty neat. Now over here, we have the second big castle chunk. It includes a classroom and office, the astronomy tower, and another basement element. Can you walk us through your thoughts on that?
On the exterior, I really like this bay window here. I think that makes a really nice detail. On the inside, we have Gilderoy Lockhart's office with lots of pictures of course, himself, and books and things for him to sign. And then down here in the classroom, again, it's Gilderoy Lockhart's classroom, so there's a big picture of him. It also comes with these really cute Cornish pixies, which are a fun addition as well. And they're pretty cute. And then in the bottom we have this slide. In the movie, they slide down into the Chamber of Secrets, Harry, Ron, and Gilderoy Lockhart. So we've got that slide there, so you can reenact that scene.
That is one of the interesting things about this, is there's no way to access the slide from the top, but I believe you can pull out this rock piece right here to access the slide from that side. So it is accessible. I think it works better if you combine it with the Polyjuice Potion Mistake set, because you have the bathroom where you can kind of go down in there and you maybe do a little bit more reenacting them going into the Chamber of Secrets. But again, that set's not included. I thought the build, like you said, was kind of fun here. This bay window, I gotta get one of those. That's really a cool piece for any sort of castle mocking. And again, these 1x2x2 windows are pretty nice. The exterior, I think, looks pretty good. I like the effort that they made. The set designer did a nice job here with this rock work. I appreciate that. The Hogwarts seal, I think, was nicely done, and the way that it kind of transforms as you work up the castle was nice. But one of the drawbacks is that it comes with the pixies, but it doesn't come with the fox. When you think about the Chamber of Secrets, the pixies, yeah, are a fun part to the set, but you get the Basilisk, which we'll talk about in just a moment,
And the Sword of Gryffindor.
The Sword of Gryffindor. You've got the diary.
And didn't you say there was a sorting hat, too?
And there is a sorting hat. I didn't mention that, but you are correct. There is the sorting hat.
So if he's pulling the sword out of the sorting hat, it would make sense to have Fawkes deliver that.
It would make sense to have Fawkes. So if I were going to make a suggestion, it'd be like, I like the Pixies, but if maybe we replace those with a Fawkes, that would be, for a Chamber of Secrets set, maybe more complete in driving that story.
Now, they did come out with a set that was just Fawkes.
The buildable Fawkes.
Yes, but that would be huge compared to this.
The scale might be a little too much for that, yeah. But really, this, I think, is well executed and a fun build. Again, more of these 1x2x2 windows. Nice candle piece in there. A pink frog, which I think is pretty rare. If I'm not mistaken, there's one that came in the Ninjago City Gardens, but I don't think it's come out in a lot of other sets beside that. So that's a cool piece. Then we come to, maybe, I think, one of the things that stood out to you, I know, when we were doing the build and putting together that speed build, is this little door right here.
Yes, this snake door. Yeah, I think this whole thing is really well done. It's designed nicely. The whole top is really nice. And what really stood out to me at the beginning was the door itself, because you have these snakes around the door, which, if you remember in the movie, they kind of snaked around.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really nice representation of that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure there's a brown frog right here. I'm not sure what that is doing there. Now I want to move on to the Basilisk. This is one of my two least favorite parts to this set.
I love that they included the Basilisk. Just the execution is a little odd.
What's odd about it to you?
To me, the head is all fine. That's good. The body just doesn't flow well from the neck into the body, and the body seems, if this is supposed to be the whole body, the body's really short compared to the tail.
I was going to say almost the exact opposite. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the body, but the head to me is the biggest problem. You know, in 2002, when they came out with the Chamber of Secrets sets, there was a Basilisk that had 1x1 round trans yellow studs for the eyes, right? And it's an important part to the set because Fawkes stabs the eyes out. You can't do that with this.
That's true.
You can't remove the eyes. And furthermore, in that set, the fangs, the two front fangs, were fangs that you could actually grip with a minifigure hand so you can reenact stabbing the diary. And this does not include that. And my second least favorite part is the box art. This box art is weird to me. I mean, you've got, in the movie, in the book, you've got Neville Longbottom, who's picked up by the Cornish Pixies, right? And he hangs from, they're picking up Justin Finch Fletchley. You've got Harry staring right at the eyes of the Basilisk. And apparently, Dumbledore and Luna, I don't know if they ever really shared a moment on the top of a tower, a teaching moment or mentoring moment or anything like that. And then
what is she doing up there?
Aurora Sinistra's like sitting up there. It looks awkward. So, I mean, yes, Professor Sinistra is the astronomy teacher. So, yes, she should be up there. But the way she's portrayed on the box, she's just kind of like peeking out around the corner. Why is Gilderoy Lockhart the one standing at the opening to the snake door? The way it looks here, like it's almost like he's letting the Basilisk out. Some of the scenes on the box art just don't make a whole lot of sense to me. I understand that using the minifigs that they have in the set to portray things, but it looks great on the box art, but I was not a fan of the way they portrayed that or how they did the Basilisk.
That brings us to our rating segment. Colin, what are you going to rate this set?
I was torn. I'm going with an 8. Great pieces, great minifigs, worthy of a flagship set, but some of the key elements, Basilisk, not including Fawkes, some of the elements could have been improved, maybe with the Great Hall having a switchable flag or banners or something along those lines. I was almost going to give it a 9, but I'm going to give it an 8. I'm going to be a little harsh on it because I think I give too high of ratings. I'm too kind. I'm too soft, right?
You're too excited.
Rating inflation is real, people. Yeah, so I'm giving it an 8.
Well, it's interesting because I am giving it a 9.
Oh, okay.
I think it has a really nice look to it. It's got a lot of play features. You can do a lot with the story from the actual movie, and there's a lot of fun elements. So 9.
That's a fair point. So overall, this does come out to an 8.5, and I think that that's probably the right range for it. So I'm happy with how that came out. Now, I have word from one of our resident experts, Kiara, that she would have given it an 8. We'll see. I'm curious as this set gets more reviews on brickset.com to see if it's going to be around that 8.5 or 9, or they do it out of 5, so like 4, 4.5. Usually flagships will end up a little bit higher, so we'll see. But I would also say that my rating, to be fair, is also in comparison to the other sets that we've built and played with and looked at. So, you know, comparing this to Hogsmeade, the execution on that set is on par with everything in the set, if not better. The minifigs were great with that one, as were the builds, and I think this one wasn't quite as good as that. How can I give that the same rating as I gave that? Spoiler alert. In case you want to watch that review, check that out. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to get more content like this. Like this video, ring the bell for notifications, and always remember
Keep building together.